Hello, everybody. I hope you all are having a fun day today. I am here to tell you about the story of the HMHS Britannic, the forgotten sister of the RMS Titanic. Let's get into it. Now, excuse my stuffiness. I'm a little sick today. Well, I have been a little sick, but hey, that's fine. It's getting better. So, what I will be explaining to you today is the story of the HMHS Britannic. Now, the Britannic was the sister ship of the ill-fated Titanic, which, right there, and the Olympic, the other sister ship. And now, the Britannic was built for the ocean liner business for the transatlantic trade, but because of the breakout of World War One, it was put into service as a hospital ship, and that's why it's not RMS. RMS stands for Royal Mail Ship. HMHS stands for Her or His Majesty's Hospital Ship. It's quite interesting. Now, the Britannic was heading to Greece to pick up some soldiers, wounded, and it was going past, and it suddenly struck a mine. It went, or it hit on its starboard side, and it hit pretty hard. It was a pretty big boom, and basically after that, it started to have a list, and it was sinking pretty much rapidly. It was sinking. Then the engine was stopped by its captain, which helped decrease the sinking. And you might be asking, Mason, how is this possible? Didn't the White Star Line learn from their Titanic disaster? Well, they did. The Britannic was fitted with a double hull and 17 watertight compartments. Now, because of this, it could have taken the same amount of damage as Titanic did, but there was a couple of things that doomed the Britannic and sealed its fate. And one of those reasons is that, it's hot in the Mediterranean. Well, wasn't really exactly in the Mediterranean, but it was pretty close. And see, this ship had all its portholes open because everyone had these big old hot clothing like I'm wearing. And imagine I live in Wisconsin, the southern part of it, and it's gonna be 80. So imagine in the thing I'm wearing and in hot weather like it is right there. That must have been horrible for the passengers. So they opened up all the porthole windows, and that made water, because even though it has watertight compartments sealed, it can still, use my hand for an example, it can still go under the water, and that would flood into the decks, which would make it increase in the sinking. And and some of the officers launched lifeboats against the captain's orders. And because the ship was running and it was a little bit out of the water, and he turned back on the engines, once he started to realize what was happening, because the lifeboats, after they were launched, was getting sucked into the propellers and got chopped up, which very unfortunate. And once this happened, it was already too late. All of them were dead. And basically, after that, he shut down the engines, and this is where the Britannic was just sinking now. And now that the Britannic's engines were stopped, basically everyone that was on the ship that could be evacuated was off the ship, except for the captain who was still on the bridge. But when the water line got to like right there, when the water was approaching the bridge, he jumped out at the last moment and escaped. And once this happened, the Britannic, with its hard list, was up, and then it fell and went like that. But since it was so shallow, and the Britannic was 883 feet long, and where it sank was 400 feet deep. So when it sunk, it hit the bottom and cracked, and then it fell. And that is the sinking of the Britannic, and that was probably one of the most unfortunate disasters for World War I. Of course, only like around 30 people died, which, of course, no deaths would be great. But considering the Titanic casualties, it was, better. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope I get better. I hope you guys aren't going through what I'm going through with my sickness. So, see you all in the next video. Bye. And this is the wreck of the Britannic with its broken bow.